What's up, you guys? Chef Billy Parisi here. Thanks so much for stopping by. Fall is in the air, which means I'm making soup by the gallon. Today, I'm going to be hooking up an Italian sausage, kale, and bean soup, otherwise known as Zuppa Toscana, in partnership with Bob's Red Mill. The first thing we need to do in this soup recipe is soak our beans. I'm going to be using Bob's Red Mill white cannellini beans. They're loaded with nutrients, fiber, and tons of flavor. It's going to make our soup awesome. Go ahead and add a bag to a container. We want to completely submerge it in water, put a lid over it. We're gonna leave it overnight until the beans really tenderize and loosen up on that outer shell. But if you don't have time for that, I completely get it. Here's a really quick trick. Bring some water to a boil, pour it over those beans, let it sit for 1 hour, boom, same thing. Although I do think soaking them overnight just does a little bit more to them. But you're probably thinking like, dude, you just used an entire bag of beans. Does that mean you're making a lot of soup? Well, if you know me, you've been following me for a little while, you should know that I don't make enough food for 2 people for 1 meal. I make enough for like 8 people for 6 meals. I mean, I'm Italian, so I'm always worried about running out of food. So don't worry, we're making a lot of soup, but if it's too much, be sure to scale down. The next thing we need to do is cook up some Italian sausage. I've got some loose mild sausage. We're gonna add it to a pot over medium-low heat. We wanna cook it till brown, but this is great timing to prep up our vegetables. So go ahead and go back to your cutting board. What we're gonna do is cut in half, cut the ends off, and peel and small dice a yellow onion. Next, we wanna peel and small dice some carrots. We've got some celery. We're gonna cut long ways, nice and thin, and then we're gonna turn it and small dice it. Last but not least, we've got some garlic. Go ahead and give it a little pop with the side of your knife, and then finely mince it up until it is really, really finely chopped. We're gonna add it to that bowl with the vegetables. Now let's go back over to that pot with the Italian sausage. Let's make sure it's nice and cooked, nice and brown. It is cooked through. We're gonna use all that fat we rendered from the sausage to cook the vegetables in. So go ahead and set the Italian sausage to the side on a plate, in a bowl, whatever you've got. Go back to that burner, add in the vegetables. We're gonna keep the heat right around low to medium. We just wanna sweat these vegetables for 8 to 10 minutes or until the onions are translucent. At this point, we're gonna add in some flour. This is gonna help bring some nice body to our soup. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not looking for Alfredo sauce here, but we do want some body, and this is gonna help. Now it's time to add everything back in. Let's go ahead and add in the cooked sausage. We've got those beautiful beans that have been soaking overnight. Go ahead and drain them and then add them right to that soup. Got some homemade chicken stock that's absolutely delicious. Pour that in there. And then last but not least, before we cook these beans, I've got some Parmesan rinds. Throw a few in there. We're gonna cook it for about 25 to 30 minutes or until the beans are nice and tender. This is great timing because while everything is cooking, we can go back to the cutting board. We got a few more things to do. I've got some potatoes. I'm gonna leave the peelings on. I like that nice, natural, earthy flavor. We're gonna slice those super thin. To keep them from going brown, just go ahead and add them to a bowl with cold water. Now we've got some kale. What I like to do is thinly slice it. I just think it tastes better. It adds just a really cool texture and color to the soup. So go ahead and thinly slice it. We're gonna set that to the side in a large bowl. Now go back to that pot. As you can see, the beans are nice and tender. It smells amazing in here. So what we wanna do now is finish cooking this thing. So be sure to add in our potatoes. Of course, make sure the water's drained off. And for some awesome flavor, we're gonna add in some chopped, crisp cooked bacon. Gonna add amazing flavor to this. We're gonna cook it over low to medium heat for about 8 to 10 minutes, just until those potatoes are tender. We're gonna finish this soup off with some heavy cream. We are next going to season it up well with sea salt and fresh cracked black pepper. Make sure this tastes great. Last but not least, we've got that kale. I like to sprinkle in a little bit now and then use some more when I serve it per bowl for each person. This way it doesn't wilt too bad. Go ahead and sprinkle some of that in there, toss it around, we're done. Let's go back to that countertop and let's serve it up. Go ahead and ladle in to the bowl. We're gonna garnish with some fresh shredded Parmesan cheese. Next, some more finely chopped crisp cooked bacon. And last but not least, some fresh oregano. Dude, it smells incredible in here. You are gonna love the way your kitchen smells. It's gonna be super hard to not eat it along the way. Let's try a little bit out. It's so good, it's so flavorful. You are gonna love this soup. Thank you, Bob. I want to eat this. I don't want to talk anymore. Come back next week. Of course, we're going to have a super awesome recipe. Later, y'all.